Now that we've reviewed the contents of MyMathLab Plus, let's go back to D2L and see how we'll navigate through the course materials. So in our home page, we see a list of menus under the content browser. We're going to assume we've completed the orientation, the Start Here module, and the next thing we need to look at is the Proctored Exam 1 materials. Notice that the materials to prepare you for each of the proctored exams are estimated to take approximately 48 hours of work. Going into Proctored Exam 1 materials, we see that it's broken down. First, we see that at the top there is a discussion where you can post questions about the topics from Proctored Exam 1. It's similar to in a traditional classroom when students can discuss topics together. Discussion is guided by the professor, but you're welcome to answer each other's questions. Then we have each of the chapter contents, which walks you through all of the assignments that you need to do, both in D2L and in MyMathLab Plus. And then we have the Proctored Exam 1 information, with instructions and how to prepare and how to take the exam. Let's go into Chapter 12. In the Chapter 12 folder, the first thing you see is a checklist. I'm going to click on the checklist. It's broken down into sections A, B, and C. And you'll find that each of the chapters is roughly broken down the same way. The first activity that you need to complete is to view your video lesson A. There's a video lesson corresponding to pretty much each part of each chapter. These video lessons are separate from the ones in MyMathLab. Now you can navigate by clicking the next arrow, and that's going to bring you to your first folder containing all of your Chapter 12 Part A assignments. And you see right there at the top, Video Lesson 12A, Introduction to Real Numbers, is the first link. Clicking on that pulls up a page that has a lot of instructions and videos. Read through the instructions, watch the videos, take notes like you would in a classroom. I'm going to go back up to the top and I'm going to arrow to the right. Now assume I've watched all the videos. I go to the next page. We have instructions for what we're supposed to do next. On the next page of your D2L classroom, you'll be instructed to follow a link to MyMathLab Plus. Arrowing to the right, you should see a link to MyMathLab Plus. Because I'm the instructor, I don't have that link. If it's not working for you, remember to right-click and open it in a new window. Arrowing to the right, when I come back from doing my activities in MyMathLab Plus, which would be reading my ebook and watching the lecture videos there, and possibly starting on my study plan, I can look at the lecture notes, which are PowerPoints, from Chapter 12 topics. And that's the end of this folder for Chapter 12 Part A. To navigate to the next folder, Chapter 12 Part B, we can just click on the left, and in Part B what we're supposed to do is watch another video lesson and then participate in a graded discussion. This is different from the previous discussion where we're posting questions and helping each other out. For this one, you have to post before you can see anybody else's post. This is graded, it's for points, and you'll earn those points by following the instructions, making a reasonable effort, and not necessarily getting the answers right the first time, but by posting a correction once you've seen what everybody else has done, if you feel like you need to change something. Arrow to the right, and we can see the next part of the folder. So the next thing is Chapter 12 Part C. We have another video lesson and another link to MyMathLab Plus. This is reminding you that you need to go and finish your study plan, and once you have, and you've got all your mastery points, you're going to take your MyMathLab quiz. Okay, once you have finished Part C, it's time to move on to Chapter 7. So we see the folder on the left here. You click on Chapter 7, and you can see all the parts of Chapter 7, A, B, and C. And it's going to be a very similar setup to Chapter 12. Once you've finished Chapter 7, you're going to go to the Proctored Exam 1 instructions. There are some sample questions from Chapter 7, some instructions about the many formulas that you'll see in Chapter 7, which ones you need to memorize, which ones you don't, how to determine which formula to use, and then the actual link to the Proctored Exam. The other two Proctored Exam materials folders are very similar. So I hope that this helps you. as you try to navigate both my MATLAB Plus and D2L. But remember that if you have any questions, you should contact your instructor right away.